Hi guys, you can fail your test for swan necking. Swan necking is when you're turning into a side road like on a left turn, and instead of keeping in good position, you take yourself totally on the wrong side of the road, coming away from the turn, and then swerve into it. Now the reason why a student swan necks most of the time is because they're scared of the person behind and not slowing them down. Yeah, so like they don't want to slow them down basically, but you have to, right? You have to. That's the nature of the beast. So as you're coming up to a left turn, if it's quite a curvy turn, when you turn from major road to minor road, then the likelihood of swan necking for the student is a bit lower because they're like, it's curvy, yeah, I can stay in second, and they feel more comfortable to be able to take the left turn. However, there are very, very sharp turns on the left, so almost no curved stones at all, if any. And when this is the case, you're going to have to go down into first gear because it's more of a closed junction in a sense, because you can't see into it. Closed is more so when you're coming out of a T-junction, but we can call it closed as in I can't see round the corner. There may be a house in the way. It's extremely difficult to see because of the sharpness of the turn. Now, when it's really sharp like this, pictures in a minute, when it's really sharp like this, we have to make the person behind slow down. If they want to overtake us, that's up to them, yeah? But we have to have the balls to be able to slow down, which means they slow down, and then we can safely turn left into the new road. Now, as I'll say in my picture in a minute, the good thing about this is if you slow down, the people behind you actually know that you exist. It's safe for you to slow them down. If they want to overtake at this stage, fine, whatever. But the people in the closed turn, the difficult to see turn, they don't even know you exist. If you go around that corner too quickly with a bad position, you may have an accident because the people in the turn don't even know that you're there. So if a student hasn't become comfortable with slowing the person down and they want to stay in a too high gear like second to not reduce the speed and to go round the turn too quickly, the student can sometimes erroneously swan neck to keep speed, so they move to the right before turning left. No good, guys, because if the person behind you wants to overtake you, as you're coming up to your left turn and you swan neck to the right, even if you've checked your mirrors, yeah, but if you haven't, you're going to immediately fail. But even if you've checked your mirrors, that's completely incorrect position. You shouldn't go over the line into the middle of the road where the oncoming people are coming and then turn left. It's because you don't want to go slow enough. So instead of keeping speed and changing your position to swan neck and then going in, yeah, because that is so dangerous for oncoming people and people overtaking behind, you need to get into the habit of going slowly. Okay guys, so this is my first example of turning into an extremely sharp turning on the left. I must go extremely slowly and I must not swan neck because there's a T-junction at the end of the road. If somebody from the right turned into there, in towards me, and I was swan necked, that would be an immediate crash, wouldn't it? Because I'd be on the wrong side of the road with somebody turning in. I had to do this turn extremely slowly, not only because it was sharp, but there was also parked cars all in the new road, so I needed to do it dead slow for those two reasons, because it was so sharp. Yeah, just the sharpness would make me do first, but also the parked cars made that extremely difficult. Okay, so here is another example of a really sharp turning on the left. I'm coming up in third gear here. Now the AO van is going to make me slow down anyway, but there's somebody inside the turn and it's extremely sharp. So I'm going speed by braking, clutch down, first gear. Now I know that the green van has done that as well, but I would have done that anyway because look how sharp it is. And there's somebody right there. So I don't swan neck. I come up to the biting point in first gear and I take the turn without swan necking. If I was to be in a way too high a gear and take that turn by swan necking, it would be incredibly dangerous for the people who are overtaking me. If they've chosen to do that, it would be dangerous for the oncoming people, and it would be very, very dangerous for the people who are inside the turn. The only choice that I had there was to go down into first gear because of the sharpness and keep in a good position so everyone was safe, including myself, the people in the junction, people overtaking and the people oncoming. And then of course we've got the last video here, which you've already seen, but I love this one because it just shows the people in front of me don't care about slowing me down, and the people in front of the black car don't care about slowing him down. Nobody's swan necked because the turn that we're about to take is incredibly sharp, but we've got all of these oncoming people coming. So swan necking is out of the question because there's oncoming people. We mustn't swan neck because of people wanting to overtake us. But notice how all these people have slowed down all the traffic behind them so they can safely turn into the road on the left. And this black car couldn't even see, so he stopped almost sort of halfway through. And then I decided, no, there's not enough space, I'm going to let the person come out, and then I'm going to turn in, because this one was particularly narrow. My God, that was narrow, right? So all of the people behind me, I had to have the balls to keep them stopped, and I had to have the balls to allow them to wait for me to safely turn into the junction. Guys, I really hope that helps.